Hello, hello. Well, gosh, is it great to be in the center of the universe. Well, to all the dignitaries, but everyone else, patriots, all good afternoon. And it is really invigorating to see such an enthusiastic crowd to welcome our next president and First Lady Mitt and Ann Romney to Virginia, and the next Vice President, his wife Janet, and Paul Ryan, giving a hearty welcome to Virginia. Let me ask you all a question. Are you ready for America's comeback? Gosh, Virginians are riled up. And folks, there is a lot at stake in this election. Just last week, Americans got another disappointing jobs report. But the underemployment at 18 and 19% is what's really the most discouraging, because there's so many young people and indeed middle-aged people who may have a job, but it's a job that's not fully utilizing their talents and their skills and their education. Along the way, Washington has loaded us up every year with annual trillion-dollar deficits. The creditworthiness of our country has been downgraded for the first time in all history. And parents like Susan and me, we look at the future through the eyes of our children. There are students here at Randolph-Macon and others that we wonder. All right, Randy Mack, through. Students here, your goal in graduating from college is not to move home with your families, is it? What you want to do is start your career in a job, is that right? Yeah. Some in Washington say that your aspirations are too high. My goodness, this is America. In America, you're only to be limited by your hard work, your diligence, and your imagination. We deserve better, because this is America. And we're fortunate in Virginia that we have an outstanding governor in Bob McDonald, who's already leading our Commonwealth's comeback. Now, folks, the road ahead is not going to be easy. We're facing new and continued threats from Washington. Last summer's failed deal is threatening us with disproportionate cuts to our nation's defense and devastating job losses here in Virginia. Yet some would see this as an opportunity to push for tax hikes on small businesses who are already hurting in this struggling economy. These devastating cuts to our military and jobs must be stopped. And that must be stopped with true leadership, not by increasing taxes on job creators. Who are military folks here? Who served in the military here? If you'd raise your hands. Thank you all. Thank you all for your service to our country. Let me be clear. The men and women who serve in our armed forces should never be used as a political bargaining tool to increase taxes on job-creating small business owners. Folks, even in the face of all this gridlock and strife, I know we can get our country back on track. When I was governor, we worked with Democrats who controlled the General Assembly. Together, we passed and enacted historic reforms. We cut taxes and grew our economy. Over 300,000 net new jobs were created. There were disagreements along the way, but ultimately we resolved those differences and to get the tangible results that the people of Virginia deserved. Now, it's not going to be easy to change the ways of Washington, but all of you know that the stakes are too high not to try. We're going to be the ones. We're going to be the ones that ensure that America is that land of opportunity for all. And we envision this not just for ourselves, we envision this mostly for our children and for our grandchildren. We can have a government that is more efficient, more effective and accountable, that's focused on its core constitutional responsibilities of national defense, and that means keeping our promises to the veterans and their families for the benefits that they've earned. And we can unleash America's energy resources from our coal fields to the coast, On day one, I will introduce a bill to allow us in Virginia to produce oil and gas off our coast and use those royalties for roads and transportation. And with Mitt Romney, we'll have a friend in the White House who ends EPA's assault on coal and says yes to Virginia, providing energy and jobs for America. And we can send a message to the world that America is open for business again with a healthy economy and a private sector thriving and creating jobs. That's the kind of leadership that Mitt Romney will provide all of us as President of the United States. Folks, friends, patriots, this is our generation's rendezvous with destiny. This is our generation's time for choosing. My father would always say the future is now. The future of Virginia and the future of America will be determined on November 6th. What we do between now and November 6th will determine the outcome of that election. I thank all of you all for caring about your family, our communities, our Commonwealth, and our country. Thank you for the hard work that you're going to do, the help you're going to give, and the prayers you're going to provide. All of America is going to be watching us in Virginia. And when they see the votes coming in, they're going to see, here's Hanover County, the home of Patrick Henry. And they're going to see, look at those Virginians. They're standing strong for freedom. On to victory, fellow Virginians.